Hey, everybody. Katie Scherer here, founder and lead creative of Big Picture Strategies. And thank you for joining. It's so good to see my community grow and build. And doing these videos has been so great. I've really enjoyed the feedback. So thank you so much for everybody who's watching. So this week we had a hot new rebrand. And by hot, I mean hot like Arizona. Because Arizona launched a rebrand this week. I don't know whether they officially launched it this week. The article I was reading was just from a couple days ago. So get this. Arizona, the state Arizona, by the way, not the iced tea, launched a brand in collaboration with its Office of Tourism, Heart and Soul Marketing, and Welcome Strategies. Those were their two partners in this project. And they launched a brand with the goal of unifying their state's identity, strengthening the state's competitiveness in business and tourism, and putting something together that better represented the values and the goals of Arizona and its residents, and its culture and history. They put together a beautiful campaign, a beautiful new set of assets. Kudos to those three parties I mentioned earlier: Heart and Soul Marketing, Welcome Strategies, and Arizona Office of Tourism, because they did a beautiful job. So as I'm reading about this beautiful new rebrand, good for them. They focused on colors, geography, experiences essential and unique to the state. And they wanted to bring in a real highlight on the state's diversity and culture. There's a lot of Native Americans in Arizona, and there was a lot of collaboration with all communities in putting this together. So it sounds pretty familiar if you've been hearing what I talk about every week about what goes into branding, but there's a couple things that I wanted to really put forward on this one here. I want you to note, all right? Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs said the rebranding initiative is the largest project the Arizona Office of Tourism has ever undertaken. Okay? So she didn't say that this was like a huge effort. She said it was the largest project that the state's Office of Tourism has ever undertaken. And I want you to put that into perspective. Obviously, we're dealing with a state, okay? So here's what went into some of their laying their groundwork when they were putting together their foundation for this rebrand. They took a year to do it, okay? A year. This took a year. And by the way, this isn't like a new brand. This is Arizona. Everybody knows Arizona. Arizona's been around a long time, okay? So, but this rebrand, they put so much thought and intentionality into really communicating those values that I touched on, and that took them a year. They hosted listening sessions, immersion tours. They met with communities. They did in-person and digital listening sessions in 57 communities and tribal nations to put this together. Now, there's a lot of work that goes, oh my gosh, my dogs. There's a lot of work I'm so sorry. I can't control this. There's a lot of work that goes into branding, a lot of background work. And I just wanted to highlight those listening sessions, immersion tours, and all of the values that they put into this branding. And go ahead and check it out. But, it basically points to everything I say on this channel and on my website, Big Picture Strategies. Please check out all of our social and assets. We have a fantastic course called the Big Picture Method for Business that would teach you how to do what Arizona did. Do you believe it? For a lot less than they spent and in a lot less time, because you're not Arizona. But you need to put some effort into your branding, because everybody does, whether you're a new company or a state that's been around for many, many years. It still takes some thought and effort and creativity to dig down and bring up those values and then communicate them in language and graphics and core values that people can relate to. So have fun checking out Arizona's new brand. Now, what kind of smushy misspeak was that? I don't know. Arizona's new brand. Ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for following me. Please drop me a line if you have any questions. If you're like, okay, listen, Katie, you talk a lot about branding. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, where do I start? What do I do? No worries, I got you for a lot less investment than you might think. All right. If you don't know where to start, this is where you start. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.